Good morning and happy Saturday. I am working on a pallet wood coffee table today, and I am right now just measuring out and cutting all the wood I need to fit into my coffee table mold that I have. It's 4 foot by 2 foot, and I'm going 2 layers of wood thick. I am putting some mold release onto my mold, which is just petroleum jelly. That's it, just a super thin layer of petroleum jelly. And I'm cleaning all my wood pieces with my air compressor. I'm just blowing the crap out of them to get all the dirt and dust and all the extra bits off. And now I'm layering, making sure everything fits properly, have it the way I want it. And yeah, that was my son. He thinks I'm Facebook famous, so he wants to be in all my videos now. I'm mixing deep cast epoxy by countertop epoxy and added a little bit of color. I'm going to lay plastic and weights over this to weigh that top layer of wood down, and then that's going to help the resin rise a little bit. So we'll see if I need to add more, but that's it. I'll check back tomorrow.
Oh no, it's ruined. Just kidding, it's so not ruined. I actually totally expected this. I knew this was gonna happen. I could have prevented this had I remembered to put my weights on the boards before I put the epoxy in, and then just poured up to where I could just start seeing it come up between the boards. That would have been the ideal way to go about this, but I had forgotten. So afterwards I'm like, oh yeah, my boards are floating, and now what am I gonna do? So throw the plastic on, throw the weights on. I knew this would happen. I can totally plane this off. I have a friend who has a 3 foot wide planer. We'll run this through a few times and take all that off, and I'll re-epoxy the top, and it's, yeah, totally salvageable. Not a problem, not a big deal. But now we do have to sit and wait for this to cure enough before I can run it through a planer. And had I, just done the weights first, this would have been a much quicker process. But yeah, if you ever make the same mistake, you know that you can fix it. Throw plastic over it, throw the weights on, let it cure, sand or plane it down, and you're good to go.
Alrighty guys, let's pop her out of the mold. It's super quick and easy because I did that thin layer of petroleum jelly inside there. Just a quick tap and she comes right out.
And here's what she looks like. I expected some bubbles to be trapped, air pockets to be trapped in the bottom. That's pretty much to be expected. So, anybody who thought maybe I could just flip it over and use this side and be done, this is why your bottom side typically isn't going to just be ready when you flip it out of your mold. But it does look great. You get the idea of what this is going to look like. This will get run through the planer, and then I'll do another finish coat with a tabletop epoxy that is very scratch resistant and heat resistant, and add table legs, and then she'll be done. But it'll be a few weeks before I get to this, so this is the last look for a little while.
So this is the planer I was talking about. Now, technically, this is not really a planer. This is a belt sander, but it's basically doing the job of a planer. It's flattening the surface for me like a planer would. So it has two belt sanders on it. In the front, there's 100 grit, and in the back, we started with 150 grit, but then we changed it out to 100 grit. And we're just trying to flatten it on both sides pretty much. We're not going to go all the way flat. It would make it a little too thin, and I plan to add more epoxy on top of this, so that's about where we're stopping for today. I'll do a little more hand sanding, and then I'm going to just fill in kind of where the weights were, where you can still kind of see that, and then that's pretty much it. So I'm doing a little bit of colored epoxy and clear epoxy, trying to hide where those weight divots were. And I ended up having a couple of bubbles in that finish, so I needed to sand and do one more final coat. Whenever you sand all the way back down to bare wood, the wood is porous. It's going to release bubbles. It's going to kind of gas off, and so I had to do one more coat. No big deal. But this is it. This is the last one. So we're about done. Ta-da! This is it, the final look. I ended up going with an industrial metal pipe leg. It's kind of an A-frame shape, something that was sturdy and gave a lot of support throughout because these tables can be kind of heavy. It's now 48 inches wide, 24 across, and 20 high. And it is available in my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop name is Vicky's Visions LLC. Thanks for watching. Bye.